Hello everyone, welcome back to the Revival. As you can see, we're holding a press conference ahead of our first Champions League game in many a year. We've been asked if we're going to win the group easily. In all honesty, I don't even know who else is in our group other than AC Milan. But the fact that Milan are in that group, and as much as they're having trouble in real life, I do think it's going to be a difficult job. So I think we're going to go the tried and trusted route. And we're going to say winning the group is a bonus. Got no idea if that has any bearing whatsoever on the players' morale or anything like that. But it seems to have gone the way that we needed it to. In the previous two games, the German internationals, we won both of those friendlies 1-0. You can see there we played against Cristiano Ronaldo's Portugal, winning 1-0. The goal coming from, I think, Serge Gnabry, if I remember correctly. Yes, indeed. A controlled finish on his left foot after the ball was played into the area by Julian Brandt. And then we played Uruguay, and we also managed to beat them 1-0 as well. This time a goal coming from Timo Werner, the Newcastle new boy. He's up and running on the international front as well as for his club this season. So as I said, today we're going to be playing in the Champions League against AC Milan. If we have a quick look at the competition info, I'm sure we'll be able to find our group. Indeed, we are in Group A along with Olympiacos, Milan and Porto. This is going to be a tough one. Let's have a look at some of these other groups. Okay, so no such thing as a group of death this year, I would venture to say, but it's still going to be difficult for us regardless. I think we're probably, in all realism, the third strongest team in this group. We need to go into game plan and make sure that our new signing is on the bench for us. He will take the place of Mandzukic. And you can see we're back to having quite the small squad. It's something that I like to have. I don't like to have too many extra players just sitting there, not even on the bench. But we are going to make the most of those players. As you can see today, Hayden not in the best of form, so we're going to give a run out to Bodmer. And again, I think our midfield is going to benefit from having a couple of lads who like to stick their foot in. So Nkunku is going to come in ahead of Almiron, despite the fact that Almiron is in very, very good form. Junior will sit on the bench for this one, I think. We're going to give Saint-Maximin another chance in the team. I think he's done enough in the last few seasons that he's earned a little bit of trust. You know, even if he's not playing particularly well at the moment. And that's more down to me not being able to utilise him to his true potential. I think he's got a lot to offer us, so he's going to retain his place today. Mathieu not looking in the best of form, so maybe we'll give Yedlin a chance on the bench. Then again, Verdonk can cover left back as well, and the centre back, so maybe he would be the better option. I mean, Yedlin can play left back, but we're looking to get rid of both of them in the long run, so it doesn't really matter which one we feature today, if indeed they get off the bench. I think we'll stick with Lascelles and Hummels at centre-back. Tadebo's definitely going to get some league games this season, but this is an important match and I want to put our best foot forward to start with. So that is going to be our starting 11 for today. Let's just keep them crossed and see if we can get something out of this match. Looking at their lineup, there's not a lot of names there that I necessarily recognise. That could be because I'm not massively familiar with Italian football at the moment. It might also be that they've had a massive turnover of players. We'll have to wait and see. As for the strip, I think that orange and red is maybe a little bit too close to each other, so we will instead go for our lovely green number today. Keep your fingers crossed, everybody. We're going in. It's actually been a lot of fun playing with Germany for those last two games. Germany employing by default a much more counter-attacking style, which is not something that we've used too much for Newcastle. It's nice to play the game with a different formation and open yourself up to the possibilities of different tactical configurations, and it might be something that we employ a little bit more in the Newcastle team, to be fair. I really like the way that Germany hustled for the ball in the last couple of games. They all get behind the ball, they work hard for each other, even the strikers look to try and win the ball back, and that's something that I can get behind as a footballing philosophy. This music's just the right side of not the Champions League music, isn't it? Like, they know what they're doing. Welcome to the UEFA Lampions Cheek, everybody.
So it's back, bigger and better than ever before.
So interesting, Milan playing a Christmas tree formation, famously played by England at Euro 96. Newcastle with their familiar 4-1-2-3 formation, with Nkunku coming in to give us a little bit of defensive stability in the centre of the park.
And I'm hoping we get lift-off once this game kicks off.
Let's see what we can do today. And we're off. Timo Werner restored, well, I should say actually gets his first start for Newcastle. Oh, here we go, we've already got the ball and we've already lost it again. Dear, oh dear, oh dear.
And he's always looking to make that run in behind. I think having someone like that up front makes the opposition defences think twice about playing such a
here we
high
go.
line.
Just need to settle on the ball a little bit.
Can create space, of course, for midfield, so he can be a real troublemaker. Yeah, I'm inclined to agree. Willems.
There we go. Got a first chance down the left-hand side. Sorry.
Kessié.
Interesting clearance there by the Milan defender.
Milan are engaging here in European football's flagship competition. Yeah, and the manager making his ambitions pretty clear, Peter.
Oh dear, I don't know what that pass was meant to be, but it certainly wasn't effective.
A few concerns too, being the current depth of the squad and quality that you want to be able to call upon. He needs more. He does, yeah, and he's like worried that if somebody gets injured, they've got a problem.
Are they talking about me? Because I'm not worried if we get somebody injured. I feel we've got more than enough quality in the team to cover any one particular injury. And if we have more than one injury, then we'd be very unfortunate. And any team would struggle with multiple injuries to their starting 11. Coco playing very deep there.
Jonjo Shelvey. It is early, but the game hasn't yet sparked into life.
Wrong pass again. I was trying to play it out to the wing, but I just didn't put enough on that ball for it to realise who I wanted to pass to. Good defensive header by Lascelles. And there's a lovely through ball to Coco, is it? Couldn't quite make the connecting pass from the wing. This is not a formation that we're used to playing against. It's going to take us a little while before we can figure out a way to play through it.
It needs help, and it's down to the creative and striking talent to up their game and give this crowd something to cheer
Happy to
about.
say so for all dear. I was about to say that the centre-backs were holding their own, and then immediately Lascelles lost the ball. Right, there we go. We're starting to get the balls to connect to the players that we want to pass to.
Jonjo Shelvey. Henriks.
Oh, unlucky.
Musacchio sends it forward.
Hernandez goes looking. That's sprayed out wide.
This could be dangerous. This could be very dangerous. Oh, it's a good save by Schubert. He earns his corn today.
Sparked a tremendous stop there, and I think it's fair to add, he just wasn't expecting it.
Everybody missing that one. You hate to see it. To throw into Newcastle. Just need to consolidate our possession a little bit. Just take a look around us, see what's on, what isn't.
Tries to get it forward quickly.
That cross was not on.
Forward. That's great strength on the ball.
Couldn't quite make that tackle.
Great strength, too strong for his
Could do there, but unfortunately the pass afterwards was just not appropriate. Oh dear, they're playing through us a little bit. Well done, John Joe.
Yeah, that's top defending and preventing him turning, which can open up many possibilities.
Maximan just not able to quite make the run. Couldn't get away from his marking player. That's an interesting clearance.
And it's played forward.
Centre-backs not having it all their own way where it comes to headed balls now. Milan starting to figure them out a little bit.
Jonjo Shelvey.
Shelvey just blasts through the man there. Maximan, oh, it's a good shot, but it's straight into the arms of the keeper. Plenty of power on his favoured left. These low balls, they're troublesome. Even when you get your foot on it, it's so difficult to control.
Goes looking.
Bodmer trying to get his foot in, but just not quite managing it yet.
Hubbles gets it back. He wasn't very far from making something happen.
Play another through ball.
Lovely to see.
And there's Werner. He just couldn't quite make the turn in time. Loose ball, unable to mop it up. And that's a pretty dismal first half of action. Finding it very difficult to play against this Christmas tree formation. Obviously very strong down the centre, so we're having to try and put it out wide, but their full-backs are more than capable of dealing with our players. More of the same in the second half? I don't know.
And we're underway again.
At least there's always a plus side to a scoreless game.
Nearly.
Doing what they should, and it's going to take good imagination to break the deadlock here.
It's a long pass, but not the most accurate. Jonjo Shelvey.
Just nothing doing there. We're going to have to pass it back into the centre. Doing a good job of forcing us into these middle areas of the pitch where they are at their strongest.
Nkunku. Plays it out to the wing.
Go on, Willems, get that cross in. Yes, yes, 1-0. It's 1-0 to Newcastle.
Well, that's what the top players do. The ability.
Timo Werner with his first goal in Champions League football for his new club.
Has a completely different outlook.
And eventually we got the passing going, we got it where we wanted, and Willems is absolutely deadly on that left foot. Crossing into the box, low and hard, he whipped it in, a little bit of curl on the ball to bring it into the player, and Werner from that distance does not make a mistake. 1-0 Newcastle.
Newcastle draw first blood here.
Well, whatever the manager said.
Now it's very important that we maintain our defence, we keep it tight enough that we don't concede anything.
Driving on now, what can they come
could it be two even? No, not quite.
Hernandez.
With this kind of defence, I wonder if Joelinton might not be the better option.
Strong and firm. Nkunku. Willems. Good running with the ball. Can they build on it?
Go on. Go on. Oh, Maximan. What a goal. What an absolute blinding solo effort from the Frenchman.
It always was.
Yeah, and I think we
Now I'm going to check, and he's not going to be French, is he? He's probably going to be Senegalese. Absolutely superb by him. What a run, what a finish. Nice ball again from Willems to put his man into space, but it's all about this run from Maximin. They just can't live with him. Shows strength to hold his man off, and then with his right foot, his unfavoured right foot, just clips it in off the bar. And I don't care who you are, if you get a goal that clips off the bar or the underside of the crossbar, it makes it 10 times better.
Newcastle take a 2-goal lead, and things should be comfortable from here on in.
Well, unsurprisingly, Peter, the opposition look completely stunned. I'm not sure they can gather themselves.
It doesn't give us his nationality here. That's annoying. I'm sure you're all screaming at me, telling me he is or he isn't, but we'll find out after the game.
Mertens desperately wants to get on the end of this.
Or did I just miss it? Was it there all along?
Talk about singling someone out.
Or Werner, he's going to use his pace to try and burn his man. He's gone round him. He gets himself a corner. Coco, the willing runner in the centre, unable to be found with that ball.
And he just whacks it away. And it's Hummels. A heavy challenge.
And yet again, nothing given for a tackle which takes a man clean off his feet. Oh, look at Maximin doing his defensive duties. That's wonderful to see.
Forward it goes.
Maximin again. Can he get the cross in? Well, he gets a cross in. It's not a very good one.
Without complication. Jonjo Shelvey is demonstrably the team's best dribbler.
No, not a good pass.
Kessié.
Shelvey just does not give up on those.
So now we're going to get those changes we have been expecting. Good challenge, he just stood firm.
Don't know what happened there. I apparently deselected the player just as he was about to take control of the ball. Wrong pass again. I was trying to play the pass to the man ahead, and that's put us in a little bit of trouble now, and we could pay. No, luckily enough, the ball cannons off of the feet of one of our players in the middle of the park. Oh, it's a good win by Coco. Can he make something of it? Oh, it's a good reverse ball.
He's got away.
Ah, no, just maybe a little trick at that stage would have been what we needed.
Determined running there, but run back by the defence.
Oh, look, his determination needed to be greater than
Ah, it's a good header there by, I think, Hummels.
Lucas Paqueta. Hernandez.
Bodmer doing his bit there. Wasn't able to keep the ball in play, but at least he disrupted it enough to force the ball out for a throw-in. Stops the attack momentarily. And at 76 minutes, we're going to have a little look at how the team are doing. Not too bad. Coco looks like he's on his last legs. So I think we'll move Alan Saint-Maximin onto the right-hand side. And it's time. It's time. It's Vinicius Junior time. On he comes for his debut for Newcastle. Let's see what the young man can do.
Lucas Paqueta.
Oh, that was nearly a very good finish. Whenever a player gets the ball with his back to goal at that kind of range, I have flashbacks to the absolute screamer that I conceded against Harry Kane not very long ago at all. Always leaves me desperately unhappy when a goal like that goes in. Right, well, they're doing a very good job of marking all of our players, so we're going to have to knock it long. Werner, I believe, is probably good enough in the air to get his head onto this and knock it back to Shelvey. Not quite. Oh, yes, go on. Brilliant first touch of the ball by Junior. Oh, very good second touch of the ball by Junior. He's going to lever it. Oh, he's put it well wide, shanked it with his left foot.
Werner should really have closed the game out then, and this could come back to haunt him.
Considering my reservations about Junior, about the fact that he doesn't seem to be particularly good defensively, he's won the ball like a champ there.
Hernandez. Leading by 2 and the finishing line in sight.
No. Disaster.
So little time left. Grandstand finish.
Switched off completely there. I should have been concentrating on the cross into the box. Instead, I was too worried about getting my body between the man in possession and the man in front of him, and that's the result, unfortunately.
When the manager called on him,
I don't even think anyone jumped to make absolutely no challenge on the ball whatsoever. Schubert left with very little chance, and now we're going to have to be very, very careful.
Milan give themselves a chance of a fairy tale finish. He's making a real surge on the left. Oh, that's nice. And it's Shelvey. Over to the left.
Oh, hello. Oh, nearly. Oh, and the bloody... Again, reversing shoot and cross has cost me badly there. I thought I could get a shot. I ended up going in for a slide tackle instead. Silly, silly boy. And now we need to be very, very careful, because this game loves adding on phantom time. Oh, but maybe we can get a third here.
He's got away. Turns and goes back. That'll be a throw-in. Shelvey plays it in.
Nobody there. That should be it, hopefully. That's a good ball by Shelvey to Maximan, and maybe he can get one in. Oh, it's a terrible cross again, but that should be it. 5.5 minutes played of 4 minutes of stoppage time. Indeed it is. It's 3 points to Newcastle, and suddenly I'm wondering if this group might not be a little bit easier for us than we initially thought. Werner and Maximan getting the goals in the 51st and 56 minutes. Late reply by Rebic in the 85th, I believe. But in the end, it was pretty easy as football matches go. Once we made the breakthrough, things just started to open up for us. A very even game in terms of possession, but you can see that we definitely made the most of our chances in front of goal. 6 chances, 5 on target, as opposed to Milan's 3 chances, with only 2 of them finding their way in between the posts. Corner kick apiece, 1 free kick each. We got a lot more crosses into the box. I'm very happy with the number of crosses we managed to get in. Less happy with the quality of those crosses. And now the all-important ratings, we can see that Maximan and Werner both got a 7.5. Obviously Maximan did a little bit better with his chance, so he gets the nod ahead of Werner in terms of player of the match. I'm very surprised to see Hummels only getting a 4. I'd love to know how these ratings are worked out, because I don't think he did masses wrong, honestly. He could have been better for the Milan goal, but I don't think that's deserving of a 4 overall. The other performances, Vinicius Junior, the only man to make it off of the bench, and he was rated as a 6, which is solid for a debut. A little bit worried about that rating for Hummels. Okay, so the other teams in our group, Olympiacos and Porto, played a 0-3 match. Porto winning 3-0 at the Olympiacos Stadium. That is probably as expected. Porto now in the driving seat in that group. We're definitely going to have to make sure that we perform against them if we want any chance of winning the group. I think we may be able to qualify, looking if Milan are anything to go by. I mean, I don't want to take them too easily. After all, you know, we were beaten by teams that we thought that we should be able to beat in the Europa League last season. But so far, so good. So that does in fact put us second in the group. Goal difference of +1 to Porto's +3. I'd say that was a fairly good day at the office all round. We have an update in team management. Is that just scouting? Yes, it is. So we'll just have a quick look in here just to clear that notification bell. So we're getting some decent players being recommended now, including this guy, Yazici, £46 million. Plays for Lille, who of course are the team that I couldn't remember the name of last time round. Again, it would seem that our scouts believe that our central midfield is our real weak area. Interesting. Now, let's go into my team and see if I made an absolute fool of myself by calling Maximin a Frenchman. No, he is indeed a Frenchman. That makes me very, very happy. Okay, so that is pretty much it for this episode. All we really need to do is check the schedule to see when we're coming back. So we've got games against Aston Villa and Norwich, followed by our second Champions League match against Olympiacos. So maybe it would be a good idea to come back for a double header against Olympiacos and then currently second in the league, West Bromwich Albion. That seems appropriate. Okay, so until next time when we'll be playing Olympiacos and West Brom, thank you very much for watching. Take care and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.